Welcome back, my people. This is another video with your boy Nails Speaking Life, aka Nails the Life Speaker. Um, I just want to first start off by saying um, I can't stop thanking whoever's rocking with me, whoever's um, paying attention to my videos, who's ever liking and subscribing and I definitely appreciate you guys. I don't take it lightly. Um, but I'm back with another video, and what we're gonna be discussing today, as you've seen in the title, another big profit making stream. Um, if you have been following my videos, I told you in the beginning that I personally have um, one full already ran business that's established, that's um, already bringing in revenue. That's my janitorial service. I've already talked to you about my Ubering, which I'm gonna do more videos on that too, because that there's a lot of aspects to rideshare. Well, I'll say Ubering, because that's I can only speak on what I have experienced. Um, and there's some other things that I want some more other information I want to put out there to my ones that want to get into that, or who may have already been doing Uber, and just would just like some insight on how they can fully maximize that stream of income. But today I had also told you guys that I had a third stream that I was working on. Um, it's a third business that this right here is a business that once it takes off, it's a wrap. You could it's really it really could be an end game changing stream. Uh, I'm all about this platform. I'm all about um, how this can skyrocket and make you all types of money once you get monetized and things like that. And the way they're pushing it right now, this could definitely skyrocket. Um, and it has already for some people recently. So, but I do want to say with this stream, well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what the stream is. The stream is dealing with the government. All right, some of y'all like the government. Uh-oh. On the good side. So, what this area is, it's kind of like it's not unknown, but it's really not picked up on by a lot of people, specifically this type of stream with the government. You have people that do government contracts, whatever business they may have, uh, they'll bid on, they'll set themselves up to bid on government contracts, which is great because one thing about government has despite us being in a trillion plus dollar debt, um, it's the government has so much money, so much capital that um, they could pay obscene amounts for contracts, for jobs that they want done, for products that they want also. Um, the comparison is so with commercial contracts with anything that you do, whether I told you my company's janitorial, but anything that you get into business wide business wise with on the commercial side, depending on what it is, it can be over flooded to the point where you have so many other companies that are doing what you do that um, the bottom line gets undercut as far as like pricing. So you have to kind of like sell yourself short just to get a contract, just to um, just for for them to want to use you versus anybody else. Now, once you get in there, your work speaks for itself. But let's be real. It depending on what the service is, companies are out to save money. They're out to get what they need, what the product is, or what the service is, but they want to save money. So it's hard to really catch a balance of charging your clients and are bidding on jobs for commercial contracts because you know the next man might come in and undercut you by a nice amount and they'll get the job. So that's what kind of goes on in that industry. Going over to government, um, government is kind of similar. Like you have people that are constantly bidding on um, contracts with the government, and when your bid goes into that pool, they do look at the amount now. They do look at the amount. They might look at the lower amount and say, hey, okay, let me see what they have. But what I like about the government, it more or less they do look at the price, but they also look at um, your quality of work, or not even just your quality of work, but your dependency. Can they rely on you? You know, if your track record of that is good, they'll pay what they need to pay if they don't have to worry about, all right, after a couple of months or a year, you start switching up and they're not getting the same quality they were getting before, and now they have to go searching. That's the last thing they want to do is have to go search for somebody else. So the difference too is with commercial contracts, um, you're only you're only really getting contracts for a year. That's like the main minimum time frame of commercial contracts. It's like a year. Some may be shorter depending on what the job is. Some could be longer, but it's very, very far fetched in commercial. Government can be anywhere from a year to 3 years to 5 years to 10 years on. Um, so you're locked in as long as you're doing your job, as long as they don't have to to, to go behind you and check your work and your all the time because you're missing out on whatever work or whatever you're providing for the government. If they don't have to go to that, bro, you're locked in for years. You're getting that income, that stream, that revenue in for years as residual income. So that's why it's a plus to go over to the government. The government is just different because it has a lot more red tape as far as paperwork that you have to do, guidelines that you have to go through, probably backgrounds before you can get employees or yourself in there to work. So it's a little bit more red tape, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Um, so I said that to say in this particular stream, it's not just getting a contract with the government. It's actually called government contracting as a middleman. Government contracting as a middleman. That's what my newest venture, my newest business is is going into my LLC. So I have an LLC for my government. I have an LLC, me for my janitorial, and I have an LLC um, uh, for for this business with the government. Um, they have a couple of sites that you can go on, but I'm on gov.com. Um, and pretty much with that, it once you get registered with them and you get what they call a cage number, you're in the system as a venue, as a vendor. I'm sorry, as a vendor. And once you're a vendor, you can start bidding. You can start petitioning contracts with the government. And they have a long list of, oh my God, anything that they need is on this list. Anything you could think of, man, it doesn't even matter what it is. The government, first of all, the government is in a position where for whatever reason, go after, they don't go after their own um, contractors. They don't go after their own supplies. They pay civilian contractors to do these things. They give you what they want, what they need, how they want it, how they need it, specifically because they're really specific, and all you have to do is follow that. But it's a lot to this, so I'm gonna say that this is not gonna be just a one-time video. I'm gonna have to do more than one part because it's a lot to unpackage in this. But I just want to give you the basis of it because it's something that can be phenomenal for you if that's something that you choose to do. For example, this is the same way Amazon came. A lot of other companies that are huge came this way, but Amazon, you know Amazon, everybody knows Amazon, how big they are, how powerful they are. They started just like us. They were regular contractors providing what the government needed as a middleman. So once they started doing that and supplying the government pays so much money for these things, man. Um, like I don't know what the percentage is, but it's high. It's high. I'll say this: you never leave them saying, "Man, you know what? I got cheated," or you almost feel like I cheated the government. Because you're charged. They'll go um, for high amounts that you may charge them if you can promise them and guarantee service, quality, um, dependency. They will pay for it. They will pay for it. But in this particular thing, as a middleman, so like I stated earlier, as like a janitorial contractor having my business, I can petition or bid on different jobs that are in janitorial with the government, and I can, if I bid and get the contract, I can go do the job, have that contract going, send my employees out there, boom, boom, boom. Um, but just staying in my lane of janitorial because that's what my company is. But as a middleman, as a middleman, you don't have to worry about what the service, the product is. You're gonna provide that for them, not from you personally, not from your business personally, but you're gonna find what they need. How? Example: I go in as my LLC. Um, and I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong website. It's actually called sam.gov. Sam.gov is what I registered on. There's other ones you can register on. That's what I register on, and that's where I got my cage number, and I'm able um, to bid on different contracts and products at that on that site. So that's sam.gov. sam.gov. But me going in as a contractor as a middleman, anything that I'm looking at on their list of what they need, if they need um, mechanics for a ship or for one of their buildings, if they need electrical service, if they need um, If they need, I'm going blank on. I don't know why I'm going blank. There's so many things out there. Um, if it's something, if it's a service out there, they need it. I'm telling you right now. You'll be surprised. It's services that they require that you would not even, you'd be like, oh, what does this have to do with the government? Bro, they need it. If it's a product, they need it. You just have to go on there, find it. There's ways that you can navigate through the search engine on that website, and you can find it. But the thing is, once you get on there, you don't have to go search for something specific unless you want to. You could just start with their list, whatever they want. The key thing is, once you do find out, like, okay, this is something I want to provide. Okay, this sounds good. It's something I want to provide for them, because they have a description of what, how, when they want this service or product. But once you do that, the middleman part comes in, is because you're not gonna you don't do masonry work. You don't do electrical work. You don't specialize in floors and reupholstery or painting or any of these things. But you can go find them. Aha, aha. How you go find them? Hey, they let you know wherever they want this service at, whatever state, whatever city, how far they want it to be from them, all that. Once you find that, it could be, I'm in Virginia. If I find something in Ohio, I'll start calling up contractors for that specific service in Ohio, and basically um, get a estimate from them of the service that the government wants. They give that to me. They give me a price. You may not go with the first contractor, but I'm just using this as an example. Once you say, okay, you know what, I'm going with this contractor. You give them the specifics. They say, okay, yes, we can do it for this price. Then now the big portion of this, a lot of it comes into paperwork. That's where people clinch up, because the paperwork is detailed. All right, but it's like a it's like it's like a set outline to doing it. Meaning once you do it a couple times, it becomes natural. It becomes a regular thing. It once you dumbify it, for lack of term, you'll be able to navigate and keep it going with other contracts, with other services. But initially, it scares people because it's in their lingo, their government lingo. A lot of it people don't understand. They get scared of it. But like I said, anything that's good, you're gonna have to put some work into. You're not sweating. You're not out there grinding. But yeah, you gotta do a little paperwork. But for the reward from it, oh my goodness, it's no comparison. No comparison. But you will find this contractor. If everything falls in line, then you'll you'll pay them a certain price. So when you present it to the government, you're going to give them their price, the contractor's price that you're going to hire, as well as your your amount on the top, what you charge for your service. So let's say for this particular service, um, it could be a one-time service, or it could be a reoccurring service. So something that they may do every so often, you know. Um, but whatever your price may be, for example, let's say the price that company, for what government wants, that price is charging um, 8 grand. All right. Before you propose that to the government, you're going to put your percentage on top. Now, depending on what it is, depending on because you got to do some research on what people usually charge for that service to the government, what the government usually pays, because you don't want to go too crazy above that and get greedy, and they're gonna turn you down. They're gonna deny it. All right, you want to stay in that area, that sweet area where the government isn't like, all right, this is too outrageous. All right, so let's say they charge 8,000, and I want to tack on 2,500. All right, I do my paperwork. I propose that to the government. The government will let you know in that time, and whenever they close that portal for that particular contract, or not just the contract, but for that bidding, and they decide who they want to go with. Let's say they go with you. Now, boom, you just made $2,500 off of doing what? Some paperwork, and that's just one job. You're going to be doing multiples. All right. So let's say you're pulling that per month. You'll skyrocket your income so fast. And these contracts may be 3, 5, 10 years. That's income you can count on. Now you have to be the one to make sure that your contractor is doing what they're supposed to do. Because one last thing you want them is to slack on the job or not be doing what they're supposed to do, and you lose the contract. All right. It takes a lot to lose a government contract, but you can lose it. You have to really be doing something shady, dumb, lazy. Like you really have to you really have to be falling off the map to lose a contract with the government, because they don't want to deal with it. They just want you to do it so they can just leave it alone, pay you. Now they can go on to the next thing. They got so much that they're trying to get covered. They don't have time to sit there and just like concentrate on what you got going on. They hope it's self-ran. They just gotta you sign paperwork and pay you, and it's getting done. That's all. My time is getting short. That's why I said this is gonna have to be like maybe like a 3, 4 part video. But I do want to put one name out there. If it's something you're interested in, you can go on YouTube and just type in Dr. Kizzy, Kizzy. She's phenomenal. That's who I learned from. That's who pretty much, I don't know her personally, but this I follow her videos and she's gotten me into this. But she's already been killing the game. And but you'll see her, she's light skinned. She has big hair. She might have different hair, but she usually has big hair. But you'll see it. She's Dr. Kizzy, it'll come up. Government contracting, middleman contracting. Um, and she has some phenomenal videos. So you can definitely go over there and get some insight on that. I'm still gonna work on making some of my own for you guys. But just in between time, if you want to check it out, go check it out, and I'll let you know what works for me. I'm still in the small basis of it, just getting simple contracts, and I'm gonna work my way up, But I'm moving on it. You know what I'm saying? So before you know it, I want to be a prime contractor for the government, and we know government money ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere. So that's all the time I got for this video. I hope it helped somebody. I hope it helps somebody. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I will definitely put more content out there. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Thanks for the views. I'm definitely now over 400 views. So that's going up. I'm gonna do some more milestone videos. But just want you guys to have a blessed day. Remember, prosper and live life. Um, I just said that all types of wrong, but y'all know what I mean. Definitely, man, be prosperous in what y'all do, man, and be productive. All right. And I will see you on the next one. Um, be safe. Love you. Your boy Nails Speaking Life signing off, aka Nails, the Life Speaker. Let's go.